Gaat u zitten. Ik ga direct staan en de spulletjes pakken. Dear ladies and gentlemen, as a Vice Dean of the Department of Mathematics and Computer Science of Eindhoven University of Technology, I all very warmly welcome you to this graduation event of the programs for Embedded Systems and Industrial and Applied Mathematics. And a particularly warm welcome to those of you who come from far. As a department, we are very proud and honored by the fact that today a lot of students will be awarded the degree of Master of Science. We offer our students a rich variety of high-level courses and challenging graduation projects. We think that these ingredients prepare our students very well for their future careers. Dear candidates, I sincerely hope that you have enjoyed our university and its educational programs. The Examinations Committee for Embedded Systems has assessed the works of the following candidates: Kartik Sridharan, Deepak Sudhakar, Avanti Vyas, and Yiting Xu. The Examinations Committee for Industrial and Applied Mathematics has assessed the works of the following candidates: Milou Anteunissen, Hugo Bink, John van Dijk, Erwin van Duinhoven, Marco ten Eikelder, and Lotte van der Leur. Dear candidates Master of Science, you have all passed your examinations and will now be conferred your degrees for the Master of Science in either Embedded Systems or Industrial and Applied Mathematics. For this purpose, I would now have liked to invite Professor Tanja Lange to acquit herself of her pleasant duties to hand over the diploma to the first candidate, Milou Anteunissen. But unfortunately, Professor Tanja Lange can't be present here today. And she has not sent either the student administration or me any speech either. Nevertheless, of course, this is a festive party. I would like to invite Milou to stand here. And Milou, I just want to have a short interview with you. Okay. As an alternative. Your master research on what, I think it was on crypto.
Yes, it was indeed on cryptography.
Maybe you could speak a little bit here. So okay. We do it. A small chat.
Yes, my research was on cryptography and more specifically on kleptography. And that was a kind of method to use cryptography to also embed more information in a key. Yeah, it's too, I think, too detailed. Yeah. But yeah, that's what there was secret information was stored in public information, and that was then a way that secret information could be retrieved from public information. Okay.
Did you like it? The
yes,
research?
I liked it a lot.
And you've done it here at the university?
Yes,
or?
yes.
Okay. I was also told by Hanneke that you have also been active in the Eindhoven School of Education, and that you even have a double master degree. Is that?
Yes, 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks ago I was here and I received the other master degree. So, and this is the second
That's
one.
very impressive.
Thank you.
And what are your plans for the future? Is it
Well,
research or education? Or
Education.
both?
I already have a job.
Uh-huh.
So I should be teaching actually right now, but I'm going back tomorrow. So tomorrow I will be in class.
Where is it? that you
In
teach?
Middelburg, in the
Oh,
southwest of the
Zeeland.
Netherlands.
Beautiful.
Yes, definitely.
Is it VWO? Is it, we call it
Both.
here?
I'm teaching HAVO,
HAVO,
VWO,
VWO.
and both the younger students as the older students. So
It's also
yeah.
a lot of keeping them quiet, or how is it?
Yes, but it goes well.
Yeah?
Yes.
Great. Milou, I should have done this at the start, but I will do it now. If it's all right, there are 2 diplomas in here. Check it. This is yours.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Very well deserved.
Thank you very much.
And I would also like to hand you a small present of, a standard present of the university. I think it's to store your diploma.
Thank you.
Yes, and I would now like to continue with the supervisor of Hugo Bink, and that's Professor Bert Zwart. Bert, the floor is yours.
First of all, I apologize for those who don't speak Dutch. I will do it in Dutch. Weledel gestrenge heer Bink. Daar sta ik dan. Ik mag dan wel professor-dokter zijn, maar een ingenieurstitel zal ik waarschijnlijk nooit in mijn leven behalen. En die heb jij nu dus wel. Dus in die zin kijk ik momenteel tegen jou op. Ik denk dat het een mooie mijlpaal is en dik verdiend. En daar mag jij en je familie heel trots op zijn. En ik wil jullie dan ook feliciteren met dit resultaat. Gefeliciteerd, Hugo.
Dankjewel.
Hugo, ja, wij kennen elkaar nu ongeveer, denk ik, een jaar. Op dat moment was het duidelijk dat ik hier in deeltijd zou komen werken. En ik kwam al geregeld langs. En mijn collega Onno Boksma, die kende een goede student. En die had afstudeerbegeleiding nodig. En dat was dus jij. En je had hele goede cijfers. En dus ik hoorde niets dan goede berichten. Dus ik had zoiets van, nou, dat is een mooie binnenkomen voor mij. En ook het afstudeerproject bij CQM was heel interessant. Het ging over de robuustheid van supply chains. Bijvoorbeeld robuustheid van logistieke netwerken. En de centrale vraag daarbij was hoe we bestaande modellen aan zouden kunnen passen om beslissingen te kunnen nemen die rekening houden met veranderingen in de verre toekomst. En dat blijkt dus dat de huidige modellen daar simpel gezegd niet goed op in kunnen spelen. En daar ging het eigenlijk over. En toen we begonnen waren, toen kwam je erachter dat er eigenlijk niet genoeg vormen van onzekerheid in de bestaande modellen waren. Dus wat je hebt gedaan is in je aanpak is dat je bestaande modellen hebt uitgebreid. We hebben een extra laag van onzekerheid bovenop bestaande modellen gebouwd. Waarbij je onderscheid maakt tussen korte termijn onzekerheid en lange termijn onzekerheid. Waarbij je op de korte termijn bijvoorbeeld moet denken van nou, komt de vrachtwagen om 10 uur binnen of om 10:10. Dat is korte termijn onzekerheid. En lange termijn onzekerheid is wat gebeurt er met het economische klimaat? Gaat de rente omhoog volgende maand of niet? Dat is wat lange termijn onzekerheid. Nou, dat is heel goed gegaan. Het was ook denk ik heel uitdagend. Je moest veel leren, niet alleen op het gebied van kansrekening, maar ook optimalisering. En dat moest allemaal in één framework gestopt worden. En dat heb je succesvol gedaan. Je hebt dat op meerdere problemen succesvol toegepast. En ja, ik denk dat de resultaten heel erg interessant zijn. En het afstudeerproject, dat had ik niet gezegd, dat vond plaats bij CQM. Bij CQM zijn ze heel erg geïnteresseerd in de resultaten en ze willen er ook verder mee. Dus dat is altijd mooi. Hugo, het werken met jou was echt een feest. Hè? Je bent communicatief heel erg sterk en je schrijft ook ontzettend goed. Ik denk dat je echt een teamspeler bent. Je hebt ook een gezonde kritische houding. Soms luister je wel eens niet, maar dat liep altijd goed af. En ik heb jou eigenlijk nooit kwaad gekregen, Hugo. Dus dat wou ik eigenlijk nu nog eens proberen, maar laten we dat toch maar niet doen. Zelfs toen ik flink op vakantie ging, tussendoor kreeg ik een dochter en ik had zoiets van ajus paraplu's. Dus ik was eventjes een paar weken weg. Zelfs toen, Hugo die trok geen spier, bleef lachen. En we hebben nog wel wat geskyped, maar en het is goed afgelopen. Dus nou, ja, ik ben er heel erg trots op je. En hetzelfde geldt voor de medebegeleider Onno Boksma en ook de begeleiders van CQM, Monique van den Broek en Jan van Doornmalen. Ik vind het aan de ene kant jammer dat je niet de keus maakt om verder te gaan in het wetenschappelijke promotieonderzoek op dit onderwerp. Aan de andere kant denk ik dat je ook de juiste kwaliteit hebt om succesvol te zijn in het bedrijfsleven. En daarbij zal je ongetwijfeld goede reclame maken voor de wiskundeopleiding van de TU. Dus Hugo, nogmaals van harte gefeliciteerd. Ik heb nog iets voor je. Dat ga je goed.
Dank je wel. John, please come here. Mr. John. First of all, John, I want to acquit myself of the honorable task of offering you your diploma.
Yes, thanks a lot.
Very well deserved.
Thank
Very
you.
well deserved. John, we first met in the course Numerical Methods for Partial Differential Equations that I teach with colleague Jan Tentijen-Boonkamp. And about 1 year ago now, in 2014, you informed my colleague Aris Thijsseling that you could do your internship plus your master project at ASML in Veldhoven. Great. You had acquired yourself a position there to do this work, and this is really very good. You were very enthusiastic about the position that you could take there, and we spoke about it, about the content, and we agreed. Supervision at ASML, that was also important, would be done by really an expert, Lianne Muires, and by Maarten Vonken more at a distance. And at TUE here at the university, supervision would be done by Aris and by me. Now, I can tell you that supervising you was very pleasant and, in fact, very easy. I'm not allowed, dear audience, to give you any technical information about the content of John's research at ASML. The project was and still is very confidential. At a certain moment, ASML even declared a part of John's research to be top secret. I think it's a sign of quality of John's work. The report on the top secret part in John's thesis could even only be read inside ASML by the graduation committee. And, well, for reasons of confidentiality, your graduation presentation could also be given within the ASML walls only, with as the audience the graduation committee and ASML employees only, unfortunately not with your family, which I have not yet met. I will have the opportunity maybe today.
Yes.
Yeah, so here we see a small conflict between, on the one hand, governmental tendency towards what they call open access of scientific research, and on the other hand, the ambition of our university to cooperate with industry. Finally, it all went very well. Your graduation exam at ASML was tough. It was at the same level, if not higher, as an exam here at the university. Aris Sorin-Pop, who was also a member of your graduation committee at ASML, and I took care of this. And so did Lianne Muires and Maarten from the side of ASML. Worth mentioning with respect to Lianne Muires is that Lianne, John's daily supervisor at ASML, she's by education an astronomer, and she even has her PhD degree on it, on astronomy, sterrenkunde. So she is accustomed to measures on the light year scale, but at ASML now she's working on the nanometer scale. It's quite a difference, but the common property of both scales is, I think, that it's both beyond any human scale. ASML was very satisfied with you as a person and the work that you have performed for them. The clear proof of this, and that's very impressive in my opinion, is that they have offered you a permanent position directly after your graduation, after your exam. And which you have gladly accepted. You are still there, I think, eh?
Yes.
Okay, very good.
From this morning.
Okay. John, it was a pleasure for me, for Aris and for me, to see how glad your ASML colleagues also were with you as a new colleague, and also how proud and honored you yourself were to be part of the ASML family. After your exam at ASML, you were overloaded with presents, books and bock beers, I remember. But you appear to be most happy, most glad with a typical ASML present. So it appeared an old wafer from some ASML lab.
Yes.
And has this wafer now found a place above your bed? Or?
Well, it's in the kitchen. It's in the kitchen.
In the kitchen. Wow. Very good.
I'm not using it as a cutting board.
Okay. No, it's too soon. I understand. John, I wish you all the best. We keep in contact, and I also warmly invite you to be maybe supervisor in future of possible future MSc students, maybe to be supervised by you.
Yes, I would like that.
This is still for you, John.
Thanks.
Congratulations. Yes, I should now like to give the floor to Dr. Alessandro Di Bugianico to address Erwin van Duin-Venhoven. Yeah.
Okay, I do this in Dutch because we always speak Dutch to each other. Dan laat ik meteen goed beginnen. Dat ik het diploma aan jou overhandig. Het is een mooi fotomoment. Ik weet niet. Even lachen. Goed. Erwin, je bracht mij een beetje in verwarring toen jij voor het eerst bij me langskwam om af te studeren. Want jij hebt een achtergrond in de numerieke wiskunde en ik doe statistiek. En ja, jij hebt een zeer flexibele geest. Jij zag het probleem niet. Ik dacht toch wel dat het al een probleem kon zijn. Alleen het bijzondere was, jij wilde doen bij een bedrijf, Market Redesign, waar ik een aantal jaren geleden een opdracht voor had gedaan samen met een collega. Ik had een hele goede herinnering aan. Dus ik wilde het bedrijf ook niet teleurstellen. Dus we dachten een list, om het toch even misschien het mogelijke gat te dichten. Laten we eerst een kleine stage doen, kijken of het goed gaat en dan afstuderen. Dat vond jij even lastig, want dat had jij niet gedacht. Je dacht, ga meteen beginnen. Maar ja, zo werkt dat niet. Gelukkig is het allemaal heel goed gegaan. Het bedrijf was al heel tevreden over jou. Dat merkte ik al toen we eraan begonnen. Je had ook goed je bedrijf eigen gemaakt. En we zien waar het om gaat. Market Redesign doet business to business. Dus dat betekent dat bedrijven aan een ander bedrijf iets verkopen. En als wij in de winkel iets kopen, dan is er een vaste prijs. Ja, als we naar het buitenland gaan op een markt, gaan we wel eens afdingen. Maar bij gewone winkels is het gewoon een vaste prijs. Ja, als een bedrijf aan een bedrijf iets verkoopt, is de prijs niet vast. En daar valt veel te doen. Nou, Market Redesign verdient daar het geld mee. Want dat is een moeilijk iets en er valt veel te winnen. Jij heeft je daar goed in verdiept. Ik heb toen de stage begeleid. Ik had over het hoofd gezien dat ik in de zomervakantie lang weg zou zijn, dus ik jou niet kon begeleiden. Gelukkig heeft collega Jos Maubach dat overgenomen. Die had heel graag dit praatje gehouden, maar hij is in het buitenland. Maar goed, omdat ik jou ook in het begin heb meegemaakt, daarna heb ik dat graag overgenomen. Je hebt veel geleerd. In het begin, je geest is snel. Je hand om dingen op te schrijven, soms wat langzamer. Maar je hebt daar een grote vooruitgang gemaakt om ook je gedachten helder op papier te zetten. Afstuderen is goed gegaan. En het mooie is dat de link die jij gelegd hebt, door blijft gaan. Het mooie is dat jouw afstudeerwerk, zijn we dus wat 4 jaar geleden is blijven liggen, is dat weer voortgegaan. Er komt nu een volgende afstudeerder. Het feit dat die komt, dat is nog meer, maar dat betekent gewoon dat jij je werk goed gedaan en dat er meer is. En wat ook fijn is, jij bent nu ook de brug tussen het bedrijf en ons. Deze week hebben wij een modelleerweek voor aankomende masterstudenten, waar ook een probleem van market redesign wordt ingebracht. Dus jij bent ook een ambassadeur van market redesign naar de universiteit en dat stellen wij zeer op prijs. Nogmaals, ik heb gezien welke kwaliteiten je hebt. Soms een beetje ruwe diamant, maar die wordt goed gepolijst. Jij werkt ook goed mee, dus ik heb alle vertrouwen in dat het helemaal goed zal gaan. En ik wens je heel veel succes in de toekomst. En hoop jou graag te zien in de projecten die gezamenlijk plaats kunnen vinden. En hier, kijk. Ja.
Marco. Dear Marco, to start with, I would also like to acquit myself of the honorable task to offer you your diploma.
Ja.
Alsjeblieft. Marco, like John, we also first met, I think, in the course Numerical Methods for Partial Differential Equations. And I remember very well that you passed the exam for this course with a very high grade. And after you had successfully finished this course and other courses, you moved for several months to India for a traineeship at the Indian Institute of Technology in Kanpur, if I'm correct, IET Kanpur. Well, there you accomplished research work with very good results as well. And following your internship, we have read about it in Cursor also, I think. Following your internship, you contacted me for your master graduation project. Well, then being very much aware of the good performance in your studies so far, I carefully thought about and worked on a master project for you, together with you, of course. I contacted colleagues at Shell. Together, we visited Shell Research in Amsterdam, and anticipating on possible PhD research following your master project, I also spoke with former colleagues at Centrum Wiskunde en Informatica in Amsterdam. I don't remember whether you have been there at CWI. No, you've not yet been. Well, and then further to my Eindhoven colleague Aris Thijsseling, contact was also made with researchers at Électricité de France, shortly EDF in Paris, à Paris. You finally chose, so you had a lot of options, you finally chose for a master project at EDF in Paris with the promise of a possible PhD project afterwards. Your research topic there at EDF was very difficult. Compressible 5-equation two-phase flow models in a nutshell. I won't say more. And the time to perform it was very sharp. 6 months at a maximum you had put it on yourself. The difficulty of this tight schedule was that Aris and your daily ADF supervisor, Frederik Dode, could not be present in your graduation exam. Moreover, I myself could not adequately supervise you in the phase of the last phase, the final phase of your master project, due to holidays and conference visits. This all led to some turbulence in your graduation exam, we remember, which had a committee of which the majority was relative outsider to your topic, compressible 5-equation two-phase flow models. But fortunately, the exam committee, you and I, we all together have adequately resolved all this turbulence. Fully in line with all your previous study results, you performed your master project very well. Marco, I'm glad that you have realized a PhD position. It is not at ADF with foreseen PhD defense in France, but fortunately it is here at Eindhoven University of Technology under the supervision of Federico Toschi and Applied Physics. So that will be your host institute. You still feel attached to our department, Mathematics and Computer Science, I know, and we will try to keep this contact warm, of course. Maybe through educational work for you in mathematics, we will see. Concerning your master project, Marco, the plan still is to extract a journal publication from this. That's our plan still, huh? I think, yeah. Marco, it's my great pleasure and honor now to still give you this present, but most of all, it's my honor to let you know that the diploma that you have just received has the distinction cum laude. Congratulations. Very well deserved, Marco. Alsjeblieft. Then I continue myself. You may take your place, Marco. Thank you. We continue with Lotte. Lotte. Oh, yes, you're there. Lotte, it's also my pleasure to hand over to you your diploma, alsjeblieft. And it's also a pleasure, Lotte, to address you here as the last student in the queue for applied industrial and applied mathematics. First of all, to start with, I already did, I handed over you your diploma, but I want to congratulate you with it. And I can also tell the audience that Lotte and I, we also met in the same course mentioned before, numerical methods for partial differential equations. And for your master project now, which you were planning to choose, your attention was drawn by two projects that were advertised and had been realized by my good colleague, here he is again, Aris Thijsseling. He is involved in John's work, in Marco's, and also in yours. Both projects advertised by Aris were at Électricité de France, the institute we just learned to know in the speech for Marco. You felt very much attracted to both projects. You wanted to do your master project abroad. And so you did. Aris was already familiar with ADF. He has good contacts there. But for you and for me, ADF was new. And it seemed wise now to me that you and I would first learn to know more about ADF before saying yes to this project, simply by visiting ADF in Paris. And so we did, with Aris as our guide. We went to ADF by Thalys train, and it became an unforgettable visit, at least for me. Particularly the visit at the night of our arrival at the home of Patrick Vaugrante and his wife. We were really welcomed over there as a royal family. They served us an excellent dinner. C'était très délicieux. The quantity of food was also impressive. I remember that Aris took home a substantial amount of French cheese. More important, of course, was the visit on the working floor of ADF. Well, that would be the next day, this visit after the night of our arrival, and it appeared to be a success as well. The level of supervision at ADF is of high quality, and it appeared to be a good place for you, and 1 month later also for Marco. The research topic of your master project, it has been projected over here. It's a long title, Assessment of the Beerdoun-Chateau 7 equation model applied to steam water transients. I think you all know what this is, isn't it? It's about steam and water and computing with these flows for energy reactor purposes. You worked very hard on this topic and you succeeded. Your graduation presentation last September here at the university was a pleasure to attend. The graduation committee unanimously concluded that you really want to share your work with the audience. So that's really a compliment. The two ADF researchers in your committee, Frédéric and Hippolyte, clearly expressed that they were both very positive about your working attitude at ADF. They told Aris and me that you were enthusiastic, communicative, scientifically honest, that's important these days, and that you also took initiative. Well, that's really great, Lotte. Having said all this, I still want to give you as well this TUE present and congratulate you again and wish you the best in your future career, Lotte. Then I would like now to give the floor to Dr. Voeten, and the student is Srida Ram.
Dear Kartik, your supervisor, Kees Goossens, apologizes that he cannot be here today, and he asked me to read the laudatio for him. But first I'd like to congratulate you and hand over your diploma. You started your master thesis at NXP Semiconductors in Eindhoven in May, after having done a preparation project. Nicolas Konser and Bart Vermeulen were your supervisors at NXP. And the topic was time synchronization over Ethernet in cars. As you know, modern cars contain up to 80 computers, called ECUs, that need to communicate with each other. Currently, a number of different networking technologies are used, but it's expected that Ethernet will replace many of them in the future. Moreover, modern cars run applications that are distributed over the ECUs, but still need a common time base to function correctly. This was the starting point of your thesis. Although there is an emerging standard called AVB to synchronize over Ethernet, it is not clear how well it performs and what its limits and restrictions are. You performed an in-depth study of AVB over Ethernet using a new NXP product. You did this with NXP Research, but also in collaboration with the NXP product line. You defined the important metrics and experiments. Then the hard work started with very good engineering, solving many tricky software and hardware problems. This resulted in many insightful results that are in your thesis. But more importantly, your work and your frequent interaction with the business line has had a real impact on NXP business, such as demonstrator for commercial exhibitions and specification changes for future products. Your persistent work and dedication resulted in a good thesis. And now your degree at this ceremony. Dear Kartik, Nicola, Bart and Kees wish to congratulate you with your degree and wish you the best in your future career. Congratulations. Deepak. Yeah, Deepak, also want to hand over the
Thank you.
diploma to you. Congratulations. Your supervisor, Majid Nabi, is not present at this moment either, but he wrote down his words and he asked me to read them for you. Dear Deepak, on this joyful day, I have the honor to give the master's degree of Embedded Systems program to you. Around a year ago, you started attending my lectures on networked embedded systems. This despite the fact that you already passed a similar course at the Technical University of Berlin. This showed your deepest interest in the topic, which eventually led to a nice and useful thesis that we have at this moment. In the beginning of 2015, you indicated to me that you would like to carry out your master's project in a company. I recommended you to contact NXP Semiconductors, which had a project in the area of vehicle applications. Having seen your solid background and enthusiasm in this domain, they offered you this quite challenging project. Your project included the design and development of a comprehensive set of experiments for evaluating the dependability of a new wireless communication standard for in-vehicle applications. To analyze the requirements of the system, you needed to communicate and cooperate with a vehicle company outside the Netherlands. Your success in this part revealed your great communication skills. In your project, you perfectly automated the procedures to carry out the experiments, which turned out to be very robust. You were even able to automatically run a set of experiments during a week you attended the marriage of your sister in India. It's a great accomplishment. The results of your project showed your enthusiasm, hard working, solid background and great technical skills. Considering this, I strongly suggested you to continue your education. And this is indeed what you intend to do. You would like to pursue your education towards a PhD degree in the same domain. You are currently discussing the possibilities that are offered here at the Eindhoven University of Technology. This is very joyful news, and I sincerely hope it will work out so that we can continue to meet, discuss, and work with you. Dear Deepak, to conclude, I would like to congratulate you and your family with your achievements and wish you the best in life and in your future education. Congratulations. So, Avanti, congratulations.
Thank you.
Also your diploma. Dear Avanti, I'm not really sure why they put this moon lander on this, because you also worked on lithography machines at ASML. Last year you came to me for a master project in embedded systems. You were just finishing an internship at ASML in Veldhoven and would like to carry out your master's project at ASML as well, but in a different area. After a couple of interviews, you were offered a position in the embedded software department, and you were asked to improve the robustness of a supervisory controller of an ASML lithography machine without sacrificing machine performance. The assignment we gave to you was certainly not an easy one. To get a crisp understanding of the problem, you had to formalize the controller in an implementation-independent way. This was very challenging since most documentation and many discussions with architects and engineers focused on implementation details. It therefore took you quite some time to obtain a clear picture of what you wanted to solve and how you planned to do so. But after this tedious and sometimes even discouraging phase, the penny dropped, and from then on you started to make really big steps toward a solution. And the investment was worth it, certainly worth it. You derived a rigid functional specification, systematically explored alternative designs, and came up in the end with a robust solution without sacrificing the performance. Your work provides a solid basis for future innovations to completely automate and explore the design flow. Avanti, we have come to know you as a committed and very hard-working individual. You spent long hours in the evenings and even in the weekends studying, creating specifications and models and writing reports. On the other hand, you're a very kind, polite and social team player who's always willing to educate and help out other team members if they are faced with problems. You also build up a large and tight social network in Eindhoven and at ASML, and you kept yourself informed by being online almost permanently, either on your smartphone or on Link Communicator. You have clearly enjoyed working in the Netherlands since you are planning to stay here. After a well-deserved long holiday in India, you just returned to the Eindhoven region. From November onward, you will be working on a challenging lithography subsystem that produces very high energy photons on a 24/7 basis. Congratulations with your challenging job at ASML. I'm convinced you will be able to successfully apply and extend upon all the knowledge you gained in your final master's project. Avanti would like to thank you for the excellent collaboration the last year. And we also like to thank ASML, and in particular Wouter Tabing-Surmont, for the trust they put in our group and for their outstanding supervision. Finally, we like to congratulate you and your family and wish you all the best in the future.
Thank you very much, Dr. Voeten. The floor is now to Dr. Osselebi.
Here, Yating. First things first, I'd like to congratulate you on this nice achievement of yours and hand you over your diploma. Here, Yating. Around last year, mid-October, I received an email informing me that an EIT ICT Labs embedded systems exit point student was looking, and he was interested in doing a master graduation project on managing personal light profiles with a connected lighting system. My research expertise was a good match for this project, and that's how we got introduced to each other. This was a master graduation project proposal by Philips Lighting, and the researcher from Philips who prepared the assignment, Henk Stevens, your company supervisor, is someone with whom I work very closely with on Internet of Things-based intelligent lighting topics. You had a first interview with me. My job was to see if you are the man for the job. After the interview, I was convinced that you have the pre-knowledge and the potential to do this work, and I recommended you for an interview at Philips Lighting. About a month later, you got a green light from them. You were still taking courses at the time, if I remember correctly. So you were scheduled to start working on your project as of February, March 2015. You were going to spend most of your time at the company, and this is typically not an easy situation for me, for the university supervisor in general, but however, you were in good hands with Henk Stevens, so I was not really worried. Your project was about designing a system architecture for conflict resolution in intelligent lighting systems where personal preferences of individual users in a multi-user environment can be conflicting. In order to gain more insight into this multidisciplinary topic, where both system and user aspects are combined. You have done interviews with Dr. Harm van Essen of Industrial Design Department. You've discussed your use cases with them and got valuable feedback. So perhaps it's good to acknowledge his input here as well. Over time, your efforts shifted towards an architecture for intelligent lighting conflict avoidance in open office environments, rather than conflict resolution. And you convinced Henk and myself that there are a lot of new things to learn here as well. And you've done extensive simulations of your system design. My PhD student, Serdar Güçlü, in the audience today, also helped you and guided you in this process, and he deserves an acknowledgement as well. Overall, I must say that you have done very good work. Your results, from my point of view, are publishable, and we will see to it. There are a couple of personal anecdotes that I will remember about you. You know what they say, comedy is tragedy plus time. A funny anecdote maybe is that once you lost your key to your suitcase, or it got jammed or something. But the problem was that your laptop was in it, so you could not work on your thesis for a couple of days. And I remember how you were panicking about it. It's funny. Another thing I remember was that you were very nervous towards the end of your project, and you were constantly asking me, "Is this good enough now? Is this good enough now?" But since we are here, you're standing here with pride, well, we can say that you did do more than enough. Dear Yiting, you're a smart and hardworking student, but further than that, you're a kind and decent person who has respect for others. On top of academic excellence, I think these are the types of personal qualities that we want our graduates to have. Your family can be very proud of your achievement here. And I wish you all the success and good luck in the future, and I congratulate you again with this.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, dear Masters of Science, having conferred now all master degrees, I would like now to give the floor to Tim Melis, the chairman of our student association Gewis. Tim, it's your turn.
Ladies and gentlemen, graduates, family, friends, and all other attendees, welcome. Let me start with introducing myself. My name is Tim Melis, and this year I'm chairman of Gewis, the Study Association for Computer Science and Mathematics. But let me take you back to 1961. On this day, an important man was born. This was at least far before I was born. I do not dare to speak about you. This man only met his father once after he turned 2, since his parents divorced. After that, he moved to Jakarta when he was only 6. But very quickly after that, he moved back to his city of birth to live with his grandparents to develop himself. And developing was definitely something that this man did. After 4 years of studying very hard, he got his degree in political sciences with international affairs as a specialization. However, he did not believe that this was enough, and therefore he studied law at Harvard, from which he graduated cum laude. He only did this to develop himself. And after working as a lawyer for several years, he decided to go back to politics, and in 2004, he won a seat in the Senate, in which he fought for education, immigration, and transference of the government. Ladies and gentlemen, 5 years later, this man was the very first Afro-American president of the United States. I was talking about Barack Obama. But why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because this man has worked very hard to achieve what he has achieved, even though life has not always been very easy on him. And these people, ladies and gentlemen, have also worked very hard to achieve what they have achieved at this very moment, even though it might not have been easy at all times. Guys, you've really worked very hard to sit here as Masters of Science, something I can only dream of. Some of you have already found a job, some of you might stay at the university, but keep on learning, keep on studying, keep on developing yourself to reach the top, or at least the place where you want to be, just like Obama did. Concluding, a great achievement for all of you, something that you can be proud of, but definitely something also your friends, your family, and me, in name of Gewis, can be very proud of. Gewis has been a sort of a second home for you guys, and I hope that we can still provide this for the rest of your life. Ladies and gentlemen, the only thing left for me is to congratulate you with this wonderful achievement. But may this only be a stimulus for the rest of your life so that you guys can achieve anything that you would want to achieve. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tim. I'm pretty sure you will also be a Master of Science one day. Ladies and gentlemen, dear Masters of Science, with reference to the words of the previous speakers and on behalf of the Department of Mathematics and Computer Science and the Department of Electrical Engineering, I would like to congratulate you and your families with your degrees. I wish you all the best in your future careers. Eindhoven University of Technology likes to keep in contact with its graduates, and that's why we ask you to register in the Alumni Net and become a member of one of our alumni associations. More detailed information about this membership can be found in the letter enclosed with your diploma. Some serious words now. I am going to read you a piece of text from this small black booklet given to me on behalf of the board of the university. Dear Masters of Science, the scientific degree of Master of Science involves duties as well as rights. As a holder of this degree, you are committed to standards of scientific integrity, trustworthiness, intellectual honesty, openness, and independence. These standards are described in more detail in the Netherlands Code of Conduct for Scientific Practice and in the Eindhoven Code derived from it. You also have duties towards society. You must be clear about the boundaries of your own expertise, and you must communicate honestly and independently about the results of your work, including potential risks associated with it. You are committed to the ethical codes for research and design involving human subjects or animals. Dear graduates, dear Masters of Science, upon my sign within half a minute from now, I will invite you to form a row over there in front of the audience, standing in line, and after which the supervisors sitting here will congratulate you, each of you. And after this congratulation, we will all leave the supervisors and graduates through the door over there, where some photographs will be taken. Dear families and friends, after the graduates and supervisors have all left the lecture hall over there, you may all leave the lecture hall through that door, where the reception will take place, and where you will have all the chance to congratulate the Masters of Science later on. I thank you all for your presence here today, and the formal part of this session has ended now. Dear Masters of Science, please form a row.